Twaggers. I'm Ian Kendall, and I'm joined tonight by Shanice Wright. How are you tonight, Shanice?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. I'm having a wonderful semester. I'm excited about spring break. Only 2 weeks away. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's very exciting. This semester has flown by so fast. Well, what news do we have for today?
Well, Ian, this Saturday, March 4th, from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m., the Center for Performing Arts at GSU will be hosting the Festival of Dance 2017, featuring a special tribute to Prince. This festival will incorporate the legendary music from the man who made Purple Rain a household name, with choreographed dance routines from GSU students and guest dance companies. Be sure to come out and enjoy a dance festival showcase featuring jazz, contemporary, African, modern, and hip hop, all inspired by the man forever known as Prince.
I love Prince, so I'll definitely be attending this Saturday. I might have to break into my own dance moves of my own. Hope to see you all there. Well, Twaggers, if you love food as much as I do, you'll love our next story. The International Business Club presents GSU's annual International Food Fest, taking place in the Hall of Governors on March 7th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Food prices will range from $2.50 to $7.50. The annual Food Fest is an effort to educate and expose the GSU community to a variety of different ethnicities and traditional dishes. The International Business Club invites the student body and facility and staff to experience a variety of cuisine from different cultures from around the world. We look forward to seeing you there.
That sounds delicious. I might have to swing by after lunch. In our next segment, we will look back at Black History Month as the calendar turns over to March, right after this break.
Like a freight train steadily progressing towards its destination, African Americans have endured a journey to freedom and equality steeped in turmoil. A people taken from native lands, families torn apart, and the fight for liberty and justice rolls on.
American dream. I have a dream.
The Scottsboro Boys case could easily be considered the coal that powered the civil rights engine and ignited a nation. During the Great Depression, 9 young Black men sought out to find work, but never reached their destination. They were arrested in Scottsboro, Alabama, wrongfully accused for a crime they did not commit. The injustices that were exposed parallel the experiences of countless young men of color today. On Tuesday, March 21st at 5 p.m., explore the striking connection and the impact of the Scottsboro Boys trial on today's Black Lives Matter movement in a public discussion forum. Then see this true life story come alive on stage in one of the most visionary and controversial musicals to grace the stages of Broadway and London. Porchlight Music Theater's production at GSU's Center for Performing Arts will inspire you, challenge you, and change you. Visit centertickets.net to reserve your ticket today.
Pray and go back home.
As the month of February comes to a close, GSU remembers that February is Black History Month, a time to remember important people and events in the history of the African diaspora. In 1976, the previous one-week observance was expanded into Black History Month as part of the U.S. bicentennial and was officially recognized by the U.S. government. At that time, President Gerald Ford urged all Americans to seize the opportunity to honor the too often neglected accomplishments of Black Americans in every area of endeavor throughout our country.
It is great to remember and celebrate all the accomplishments African Americans throughout the history of our country, and we proudly celebrate Black History Month here at GSU. We caught up with the students on campus to get the idea of how they celebrated Black History Month.
Hi, my name is Demario Tribbett, and what Black History means to me is that I can be anything that I want to be, and I can achieve any dream that comes to my mind.
Hi, I'm Samaj O.C., and I believe every day is Black History Month.
I think that we shouldn't limit the celebration of Black history to a single month.
It's a time to be proud that you're Black. You know, it's a time to let it be known. You know, even if you exude this energy all the time, it's definitely a time to rep your colors.
there are many sacrifices to make life less strenuous for us. I mean, the ball's in our court now. I think what we need to do is keep that momentum going.
Black History Month means to me celebrating our heritage and where we come from as African American people.
I believe black is a color that everyone derives from. I think everything comes from the color black. So we all can celebrate Black History Month. Whether you're white, brown, Hispanic, Asian, doesn't matter. You know, you always have some roots.
All the things that we have know of and we don't know of. To me, I think that people should always take the time out to remember where we have come from, whether it be the month of February or any month in the year.
Black History Month means respect to me.
To me, Black History Month means to recognize and appreciate our leaders.
To me, Black History Month means that we get to honor our culture.
To basically celebrate the resilience of the renaissance that goes along with Black History Month. So I'm proud and inspired. Black Power.
Well, that was some great input and perspective from students around the campus.
It sure was. I always like catching up with the fellow Jaguars. Our next story will cover 2 counseling doctoral students who have been awarded National Board Certified Counselors doctoral level fellowships. Congratulations to Jahan Abdullah and Christine Brown for receiving these fellowships. GSU has had a fellowship recipient in the doctoral program since the inception of the program in 2012. The MBCC has both doctoral and master level fellowships. Students interested in applying will find more information at nbccf.org/scholars.
Wow, congrats to those 2 students for all of their hard work in their field of study.
Next, Shanice will discuss a breakdown of sports, and I will cover 2 films that were shown on campus this Wednesday, right after the break.
A Jaguar is fearless. It sees beyond the darkness and moves with silent contemplation. Through unknown places with confidence. It knows the path through chaos, shape-shifting through the hidden sun. And when the time comes, it reaches out and conquers all.
Hey Twaggers, it's about that time to grab our golf clubs and swing into action. The golf season is quickly approaching us next month on March 31st. On that day, the men's golf team will play at Indiana University's South Bend tournament, and the women's golf team will play against Olivet Nazarene Spring Invitational. Also, congratulations to Nicole Brussage, who is a member of the women's golf team. She became GSU's Spotlight Athlete on February 3rd.
This past Wednesday, February 22nd, Room F1622 had a special screening of 2 films dealing with the budget crisis that is affecting our education system. Feeding the Beast and Stranded by the State both deal with the problems of funding higher education in these trying times. After the film, Professor Daniel Nearing hosted a panel discussion with the producers of Stranded by the State. We were there to get some of the audience's responses to this film.
Wednesday, on February 22nd, in the F-Wing, there was a screening of Starving by the Beast and Stranded by the State, led by Professor Daniel Nearing.
We are gathered here this evening to see one feature film called Starving the Beast, and another one called Stranded by the State, a short film by Chicago-based Cartemplin Productions' Liz Carr.
President Maiman also attended this event as well.
The film Starving the Beast, which is the longer film, and one that I have really been eager to see because it's about public universities in this democracy and what is happening to us. Now, one may say, well, you're going to see a film. Why do you need to do that when you are living it?
After the films, there was a discussion panel held to talk about the film, and this panel sparked a lot of heated conversations. Here's what some of the conversations led to.
As a society,
we have to begin to think about, or continue to think about, whether or not we care about this notion of public. Do we, what values do we have associated with the issue of public parks, public pools, the public services? Because there's always this tension between public and private, and this idea that privatizing something is always good, and something being public is not so good. So thinking about values associated with this notion of something being public, whether we care about that, what that means to us.
Starting the beast, that wording, that whole idea started, the idea of starting the beast, which began around the time of Ronald Reagan, is the idea that you just keep cutting taxes and reducing government. And so you cause this crisis, which we can sort of see right now in the state of Illinois. You end up with this crisis, we've got this huge budget debt. Well, whoops, we can't pay for the public sector.
So keep in touch with your politicians. Plan to do something, plan to get active, stand up and fight for what you believe in. Because some of you are very young, but you're going to have children, and hopefully these institutions will be here for them too.
They don't understand what's going on, and that's part of the problem. The knowledge that we committed ourselves to impart has in some way been covertly covered up in a way that people cannot see what we know.
And I think one of the things that all of us need to remember and fight for is that education is not a commodity. Education is a public good.
All in all, the screening proved to be successful.
As you can see, there were mixed responses from those who attended the film. This is an issue that we hope will be answered in the coming months. Next, Ian will speak to Dr. Deborah James about the buzz surrounding the Netflix course she teaches here at GSU right after this short break.
It's on us to make sure she gets home safely.
We got you. Don't worry about it.
Don't be a bystander to sexual assault. Take action. Visit itsonus.org and take the pledge today.
Welcome back, Jaguars. I am joined here with the splendid Dr. Deborah James tonight. She's here to go over her very interesting class that has been causing a lot of buzz around here at GSU. A class about Netflix. Welcome, Dr. James.
Thank you for having me.
So let's get to the obvious question. What is this class about?
This class is about the business that is Netflix. Mm-hmm. So we study Netflix from a historical perspective. Netflix was launched in 1997, and they've evolved to be one of the most dominant video streaming services in the world. So we study what they produce, how they produce it, and how they distribute it.
Now, what made you want to teach a class on Netflix, of all things?
Last year, I was thinking about what Netflix meant to students, particularly students who wanted to enter into the television industry. And because of the whole binging concept that was introduced by Netflix, they have literally changed the way Netflix has changed the way television is produced, how stories are written, how they are distributed, and how they are released. So I thought it was particularly important for our students to understand that television is changing. Netflix is re-engineering how movies and television are made, and students need to know how that impacts their careers.
Interesting. Now, do you think Netflix will continue to evolve this industry, or will it remain the same for a long time?
Well, it's hard to say. Netflix and I believe Amazon won Oscars just last, when was it, Sunday night. So they're major players in the industry. They're in 190 countries, and that's an expansion that has happened since 2010. And just last year, they produced 126 new original programs. So they are dominant. There's lots of competition. There's Hulu, there's Amazon, and as YouTube TV was launched today, announced their launch today. So are they going to be around for a long time? They've proven dominant. They've proven to be powerful, and with the number of independent production companies they're working on, I think it's quite possible that our future graduates could be working on television and movies that are going to be shown on Netflix.
Now, what do you have to say to the people who say that this class is a waste of time, is nothing really important?
For sure. I would argue that it's directly connected with what they're trying to learn how to do. They have, Netflix, like I was mentioning, has changed the way television is literally written, the way characters are developed, the way stories evolve over 13 episodes. Students need to understand the new way to write television. They need to understand issues around algorithmic culture, because the new recommender system doesn't simply predict what we watch or have watched, but what we want to watch. So Netflix knows what you want to watch, and they want to know who you like to be in that. And that's how they developed House of Cards, Orange is the New Black, The Crown, and Frontier. So they are doing predictive studies. People who are in the television industry, whether you're a writer, a producer, behind the camera, and any aspect of this industry, social media, you need to understand how important that is.
Now, final question is the one everyone really wants to hear about. What is on your Netflix queue right now?
Well, given that I'm studying the battle between Hulu and Netflix as they enter into the Canadian market with original programming, I am looking at Frontier, The Crown. Hulu will launch The Handmaid's Tale in April. And of course, the fun stuff, right? I'm looking at Orange is the New Black. Who doesn't want to watch that? And a couple silly additions to my list.
All right. Well, that about wraps this up for this evening, February 28th, 2017. Let me thank Dr. James for joining us today. From me and the rest of the crew here at TWAG, you just been twagged.